Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our virtual presentation of the 2021 Westlake Boys Sports Awards. My name's Andrew Lydiard. As the Director of Sport here at Westlake, it's my pleasure to guide us all through what we hope will be a fitting conclusion to sport for 2021. Tonight we will attempt to keep this presentation as succinct as possible, whilst maintaining many of our sport award traditions. Please bear with us as we navigate our way through a fairly unique and hopefully one-off presentation. First and foremost, I'd like to thank Tim Connolly, Galen Furness and the team at SAS for their continued support of our school and of our sport program. We're very pleased to have them on board this year as a major sponsor of this event, and SAS are kindly providing us with take-home trophies for all of our individual prize winners. I'd also like to thank Nigel Morgan at Dynamic Sport for supporting the event and helping provide some of the staff and community prizes for tonight. Whilst it's disappointing not to be able to present these awards in our traditional fashion, we are thankful that given the year we've all had, we still managed to complete a large amount of sport, which has enabled us to present our awards. I'd like to acknowledge our senior students, particularly our Year 13s, who have had a tough couple of years with many of our individuals and teams unable to compete in regional and national competitions for 2 successive years now. For a number of our Year 13s, this has meant they have missed the opportunity to see a lot of their hard work through to a meaningful conclusion. We do understand how much these opportunities mean to you. To all of our sporting parents, thank you on behalf of Westlake for the endless support you provide to your boys in their sporting pursuits. Many of you also contribute to our programs as coaches, as managers, organisers and supporters. Thank you for your support. Thank you to our headmaster, Mr. Ferguson, our deputy principal, Mr. McBride, and all of our senior leadership team for their continued support and investment in sport at Westlake. They understand the enormous value of sport to our young men and the opportunities and experiences that sport can bring. To the teachers in charge of all of our sports, thank you for your leadership, your expertise, and most of all, the immense amount of time you put into sport. You do the work that very few people see, the planning, the budgets, communications, and for some of you, the coaching as well. Thank you. Delivering a sport program that accommodates over 1,500 boys across more than 30 sports every year doesn't happen by chance. We are incredibly fortunate at Westlake to have such a widely engaged and highly skilled faculty who contribute to our programs in so many ways. They are coaches, they are managers, trainers, referees, administrators, supervisors and mentors. Thank you all for your valuable time and energy and the experiences that you help create for our students. To the Westlake Sport Department of Lena Suharaman, Joe Shotter, Brad Kachopa, Tony Webster and Hugh McGahn, thank you for all the work you do for staff and students. This work is so often unseen, but is so vital to this school. This year, we said goodbye to 2 very valuable staff members in Paul Strang and Deb Hodge. In his time as Director of Sport, Paul was hugely influential with both students and staff. His passion for sport and the impact it can have on the development of students has left an indelible mark on Westlake. As a colleague, he was a leader, a mentor and a friend to many. Thank you, Paul, for everything you've done for Westlake and for so many of us personally. Deb Hodge was the one that kept us all in line. Her efficiency and ability to balance tasks and questions from all angles made her invaluable to so many staff and students. Nothing was ever too hard for Deb and always done with a good dose of laughter. Thank you, Deb. We will miss you. Now I'd like to welcome our special guest for this evening's presentation, Michael Brake. Our students and staff were fortunate to hear from him during lockdown, fresh off his gold medal winning performance at this year's Tokyo Olympics with the New Zealand men's rowing 8. Tonight, Michael has kindly offered to help present some of our awards and to share some thoughts with us. Michael will help us kick things off shortly by acknowledging our national and Auckland Championship teams, as well as present the Jubilee Trophy for New Zealand representation at a Junior World Champs. Thank you for joining us tonight, Michael, and welcome.
Thank you, Andrew, and thank you everyone for having me. Now, am I loud and clear there, Andrew? Just want to check that before we continue. Excellent, thank you. So, look, boys, I think it's amazing that we can go ahead and do something like this. There is so many people that have been so heavily affected by COVID, and look, we've all done everything we can to get through, and the fact that we can go ahead and we can do this online sports awards and acknowledge all of the success that you've still had and all of the adversity that you've had to go through to still have that success, I think it's amazing. So that's a massive nod towards Westlake sport and the sporting culture that you have at this school that I once had at this school as well. And my last year was 2012. That was my last year that I attended a sports awards dinner myself in person, as it was. But look, the fact that we can go ahead and do this tonight is amazing. So thank you for that, Andrew. And shall we get underway with the first set of awards? Just bear with us here, guys. So the first awards we'll be doing is the New Zealand Secondary School Team Champions. For the first award that we have, bear with us, gents. This is this is more or less a first for most of us, if not all of us. While we wait for the tech to load, look, I just want to make a special note to everyone and just encourage everyone, I guess, as things open up, get out there, start doing your sports again, get stuck into it, start reconnecting with your friends. It's been a long time for everyone in Auckland with lockdown, and the restrictions are starting to lift. We're starting to go back to life. Get stuck into it. Get out. Get into your sports. Reconnect with your mates. Let's start getting back to normal life. It's exciting, guys. It's really good. I'm looking forward to it myself. We ready to go there, Tim and Andrew? Can we get some thumbs? How are we doing? Good to go. So, New Zealand Secondary School Team Champions. How are we doing on those slides there? Distance running. We also have the cross country senior 6-person team, the road running senior 6-person team. For sailing, we have the Harkin NZ Secondary School's keelboat champions. For swimming, we have the New Zealand Secondary School's swimming first boys and first boys relay. Now we'll move on to the New Zealand Secondary School runners-up for 2021. We've got sailing, National Team Sailing Championships, runners-up. For cross country, we have the New Zealand Secondary School's senior 3-person team. And for orienteering, we have the New Zealand Secondary School's senior relay team. We'll now go on to the New Zealand Secondary School 3rd place positions. In touch, our premier touch for 2020 received 3rd place. And now on to Auckland Secondary School Team Champions. For Auckland Secondary School Team Champions, we have the cross country 3- and 6-person teams. We have the road race 3- and 6-person teams. Also, as Auckland Secondary School Team Champions, we have the hockey first 11 team. Also, as Auckland Secondary School Team Champions, we have the sailing fleet racing regatta team, I assume. For another Auckland Secondary School Team Champions, we have the snowboarding champions. To add to the long list of Auckland Secondary School we're on to Auckland Secondary School runners-up. We have Premier Basketball, the First 11 Football, and the Premier Tennis team. Auckland Secondary School 3rd place awards go to the Cycling Senior 3T. Apologies if I've said that wrong, boys. We've got the Rowing 8. We've got the Squash Team Champs, Premier Water Polo, and Ultimate Outdoor Champs team. The North Harbour Championship winners were our First 15 Rugby. Now, I think at this point we'll move on to the Jubilee Trophy for the New Zealand representative at Junior World Championships. So the Jubilee Trophy is awarded to people, a person or people who have represented New Zealand, so not just Westlake, but represented New Zealand on the international stage. Now, let's bear in mind that over the last year and a half, we've had lockdowns, we've had travel restrictions, there's COVID, all of the implications that come with the pandemic. I can say personally, firsthand, I've traveled overseas twice in the last year. It is not easy. And on top of that, trying to perform with all of the barriers and way is incredibly difficult. So without going into much more detail, Tim, if we could see who the winner for the Jubilee Trophy is, please. Cycling, Lewis Bauer. So we can imagine there's a round of applause going through the auditorium right now. Congratulations, Lewis, on being a Jubilee Trophy Award winner recipient. Now, look, I really would just like to really congratulate Lewis, because this trophy is awarded to a person or people who go overseas, and it's worth noting that Lewis was, as far as I'm aware, and apologies if I've missed anyone here, Lewis was the only one who went overseas this year to represent New Zealand as a Westlake, well, as a New Zealand representative from Westlake. Now, as I mentioned earlier, that is no easy feat, A, getting overseas, but B, making the team, let alone. So Lewis, massive congratulations to you, mate. Incredibly well done. You've done your school and your country proud. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for that, Michael. Congratulations, Lewis, on your achievements this year. And as Michael said, it would be remiss of us not to acknowledge that given different circumstances this year, a number of other students would have had the opportunity to pull on the silver fern at an international event in their respective sport and join Lewis as a recipient of the Jubilee Trophy. Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, we are truly blessed at Westlake with so many committed staff, and each year we have the opportunity to recognise some of them for their service and contribution to Westlake sport. We're going to hand out a few of these tonight, and the first of these staff awards this year goes to Daisy Huang. Since she began teaching at Westlake, Daisy has contributed in many areas of the school, not least of which is her role as teacher in charge of badminton. Daisy is passionate about providing a large number of students the opportunity to play badminton at any and all levels. She's a highly respected teacher and colleague, and has developed a wonderful rapport with both staff and students. On top of being the teacher in charge, she also manages the Premier Badminton team. To help us recognise Daisy's work, we do have a video message from the captain of the Premier Badminton team, John Lynn. So please bear with us tonight as we try and bring some of this content to you.
Tim, you may find you're muted there, mate.
Is every bit of this award. Hi, Miss. I'd like to congratulate you on receiving the Staff Award. You deserve every bit of this award, as you've put so much hard work, time, and effort into badminton at school. The Premier team in particular have greatly benefited from this, as you've put so much work into organising tournaments, the team, and trainings. Although it's a bummer that the tournaments this year, Nationals, Auckland Champs, got cancelled due to COVID, we still appreciate all the effort you've put in nonetheless. On behalf of the team, I'd like to thank you so much for all that you've done for badminton and for the team. I wouldn't have been quite the same without you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Daisy, a very, very worthy recipient. Our next staff award goes to Connor Pearson. Connor wears many hats at Westlake. He's a teacher, a dean, a coach, a mentor to countless Year 9 students, and works incredibly hard to help drive our very large junior football program. To help present this to Connor, I'd like to welcome in Mr. Dale, our teacher in charge of football.
Good evening all. It's a privilege to present Connor Pearson with his Staff Award this evening. He has a huge amount of passion for Westlake and the football program. He's also an avid Blackburn Rovers supporter, which is a bit like being a Warriors fan, so he's often disappointed, but he's fiercely loyal to them. He's been a part of the football program at the school for 4 years, and he's run our junior program for the past 2 years. The role that he oversees within our program is vital, and he's always willing to give his time to others and puts the boys first. His coaching style, it's very supportive, and his players say that he loves a tactics board, even though they go for an hour, like the Shakespeare books he enjoys. His players always have positive relationships with him, and this year he helped his team win the Auckland Year 9 Football Championship. Myself and the boys really appreciate your time, energy, and loyalty that you give to the football program, and I look forward to the many more successes you will have in the future at Westlake. Well done, Connor, fully deserved.
Another great virtual applause there. Thank you, Nick. Well done, Connor. Thoroughly deserved. You do a huge amount of work at the school, and particularly in football, which I know is your passion, and so many of our boys benefit from that. Alongside many of our staff, we have a number of parents and community members who give so generously of their time and expertise to help out our various sport programs. And tonight we do have the opportunity to celebrate some of these wonderful people. The first of these is Paul Borton. Over the last 3 years, the Westlake Orienteering program has been, I guess, what we call the silent achiever. It has thrived and has garnered a healthy respect, both within the school and the wider orienteering community. And whilst he would be the first to say that it has been a team effort, Paul has played a pivotal role in the success. 3 years ago, Paul put his hand up to take on the team manager's role and had the knack of making what could have been a complex role very straightforward. In an unassuming and cheerful manner, Paul seamlessly wore many hats, from liaising with the school and being our on-site bearer of standards, bridging communications with parents, and most importantly, creating a welcoming environment for boys of any ability. He's extremely organised and has given up a lot of time. This includes regional and national events that take up multiple days. Paul is a worthy recipient for his unfailingly supportive and selfless contribution. Sometimes it is very hard to quantify the impact of someone who is being reliable and being there, but it would not be over-exaggerating to say that he has been a major contributing factor to the sport of orienteering and its ongoing success. Paul, congratulations, and thank you once again for everything you do for the school and particularly for our boys. Thank you. Our next community award goes to a coach and former student whose cumulative work within Westlake cycling has spanned 12 years. Scott Gerald. Scott represented Westlake for 5 years. He captained the team as Year 13 and also rode the very prestigious Tour of Southland in that year. He continued his involvement with Westlake cycling after departing school, and then assumed the role of head coach for the 2019 season. 12 years of early morning starts through winter is no mean feat, particularly for someone very busy in their job who still finds time to train with the team, as well as dedicating his time to regular weekend racing and multi-day North Island and national events for the school. Our teacher in charge of cycling, Mr. Clark, refers to him as an old man now, who still manages to keep up with the boys on the bike, which is certainly no mean feat, and I'm hoping Scott won't take offence to that. He's a wonderful role model for students. He's highly regarded by parents. And to share some words on Scott, we're hoping we can welcome in Lachlan Stace, who is the current captain of the Westlake cycling team. Once again, folks, bear with us here. Hopefully we can find Lachlan.
Hey Scott, you deserve this award so much. You've been an amazing role model for all the boys and a true inspiration. The extent of your commitment to the club has been huge. Not only did you spend that 5 years, an incredible 5 years at Westlake, setting the bar super high for all of us who followed you, but you've stayed even longer than that, coaching at the school for 7 years after, giving back far more than your fair share of early mornings, long trips, and hard work. You've left a lasting impression on all of us, and you've impacted our lives far more than you could know. And for that, on behalf of the boys and the parents and everyone involved with cycling at Westlake, I simply cannot thank you enough, and can't think of anyone else who would be more deserving of this award.
Thank you so much, Lachlan. That's incredibly well said. We really appreciate some of the input we're going to get tonight from students and staff. And as I say, trying to bring different facets into this presentation is something we really want to bring tonight. So please continue to be with us as we do this. But thank you again, Lachlan, and to Scott, congratulations. We truly appreciate everything you've done for cycling at Westlake. Thank you. Our final community award goes to another coach who's committed countless hours to students in the sport of touch, and that is Mike Lindsay. Mike is a highly regarded touch coach in New Zealand touch circles with a wealth of knowledge, and we've been fortunate to have his services for the last 5 years. Along with old boys Caleb and Moses, Mike has both led the junior program as well as coaching the premier team over that time. His development work over that period has really paid dividends with his leading of the premier team through to last year, the end of 2020, falling unfortunately agonisingly short in their bid for a national title. However, this shouldn't detract from the wonderful work that Mike's put in, and I know the boys are truly appreciative of everything you've done, Mike. You've given so generously of your time and particularly your expertise, and along with your coaching team, you've really set the tone for success in the touch program. Once again, to share some thoughts on Mike, we're hoping we can welcome in Harry Carter, who is the captain of our premier touch team.
Hey Mike, just on behalf of all the touch boys from the last 5 years, we just want to thank you. Thank you for having the vision from the day this team was formed. You took us on a journey that not only taught us how to play touch, but taught us how to be great people too. Still hurts that we got so close last year, but this team will be remembered as the best touch team Westlake has ever seen. Thanks to you, Mike. Cheers.
Thanks, Harry. It's amazing, isn't it? The passion that we have in sport, that 11 months on, we can still hear in Harry's voice there what a tough finish that was to that competition. But as I said, it shouldn't detract from the wonderful work that those students and those coaches have put in over that period. So thank you again, Mike. Your input has just been so valuable to us. Thank you. Now we'd like to bring in this year's Westlake Boys Sports Captain, Connor Chatfield, to speak to us. So hopefully we've got Connor floating around somewhere. Connor.
Yeah. Good evening. I hope everyone is enjoying this different approach to our annual sports awards. It is great that we're still able to acknowledge the success and contribution of our talented sportsmen. I know many sports teams, especially our winter sports, got their seasons cut short just before finals. But hopefully, despite this, we will be able to look back on 2021 as a year to remember. I would like to start off by congratulating all the award winners tonight. To be recognised as one of the top sportsmen in your field and the school is a great accomplishment. Well done. We will hear from Mr. Lydiard tonight about the numerous individual and team achievements through 2021, although I would like to talk to you about my personal journey through the last 5 years of Westlake Sport and what it has done for me, as I'm sure many of you will be able to relate, having had similar experiences. Like many of you, I started in 2017, coming to Westlake for its reputation for the best sporting school on the North Shore. I saw Westlake as a place where I could have a chance of developing my skills in my chosen sport and be able to perform at a prominent level and hopefully one day contribute to the Westlake Sports legacy. And I do feel as though I have been able to develop my skills to a higher level and hopefully have left my mark on Westlake Sport. However, looking back on my 5 years, I know that I've gained a lot more from sport than this. One of these was the opportunity to expand my sporting horizon into sports that I had never thought of being a part of before. When I came to Westlake, the school had one of the biggest sporting programs in the country. This wide variety of sport allowed me as a young man to try a lot of what the school had to offer. Through trial and error, through my years, I was able to find what I was passionate about and try pursue these to the highest level. For me, this was rowing and rugby. Rowing especially was something that I hadn't heard of before when I came to Westlake, but quickly became a key aspect of my Westlake experience. Sport has not only given me the opportunity to develop my sporting skills, but has also allowed me to develop myself as a person. This is something that I've only realized at the end of my journey. Looking back, sport has allowed me to become more disciplined, to push myself in difficult positions, has taught me the true meaning of work ethic. But I think the most important value I've gained from my time at Westlake is to take every opportunity you are given, as you may not get this opportunity again. For me, this has included the experience to develop my leadership skills to a level I could have never imagined before. This has allowed me in my final year to be a part of an exclusive group of extraordinary Westlakers who have captained through Westlake history. I think, like many of you, the main reason I got into sport from the beginning was to meet new people, and sport has allowed me to do so. After 5 years of school, majority of my closest mates have come from guys who I've played sport with, and I'm sure I will still be friends with them in many years to come. Along with this, I've been able to work with lots of different people, which has taught me tolerance and patience, as well as given me the valuable opportunity to learn from others. This has meant that as well as being able to learn from staff and teachers, I've been able to learn just as much from my teammates. I'd really like to thank all of you for coming on this journey with me. I believe that sport has done more for me than I could have ever imagined, allowing me to experience various opportunities and help pave the path for me in the school leading up to now. If you'd asked me in year 9, where do I see myself in 5 years, in front of all of you, giving the sports captain review would have been the last idea to come to my mind. Therefore, I would like to take some time to thank those who have helped me through my 5 years of school and allowed me to get to where I am at this point. Firstly, to Mr. Lydiard and Mr. Strang, thank you both for mentoring me throughout the year and getting me prepared every Monday and Friday for the weekly sports announcements. Your guys' guidance has made this year so much smoother and easier for me, and I believe 2021 would have been a very different year without you to help me through. To Mr. McGahn, Mr. Millenhall, and Mr. Young, thank you for mentoring me through my rugby career and shaping me into the young man I am today. And finally, to Mrs. Shotter and Miss Marriott, thank you all for what you've done for me on and off the water over the last 5 years. You guys have made my time at Westlake as smoothly and successfully as possible. So to all of you, as well as all other teachers and coaches I've been fortunate enough to be taught by, I'd like to say thank you for all you've done for me. I feel so fortunate to have been given the opportunity to lead Westlake as sports captain this year. I consider it a real privilege. Thank you, everyone, and once again, congratulations to all the sports winners tonight.
Thank you, Connor. I just would like to say that I've had the privilege of working closely with Connor this year, and his leadership both in and out of the sporting arena has been outstanding. Thank you for all your support this year, Connor, not just for the sport department, but for all the staff and students that you've contributed to and you've come across in your time. Thank you so much, Connor. Right, now we are going to move on to our individual sports award trophy winners for 2021. Now, as we bring this up, I'm going to read out these winners, and then at some point during, I'm going to cut over to Michael, who will also help present a number of these. Right, here we go. Mr. Hardy, if you would, please. Adventure racing, the greatest contribution to adventure racing. Well done, Nathan Borton. And next up, we move to athletics. The BA Harnell Trophy, outstanding effort, enthusiasm and loyalty to athletics. Toby Saxby, well done. On to badminton, the Ellis Cup for contribution to badminton, Hugo Cho. The Thorpe Cup, a name synonymous with Westlake badminton, for the most improved senior player, Michael Edwards. And our senior badminton champion, John Lynn, who we heard from earlier. Congratulations to those badminton players. On to basketball, the Lowe Family Trophy for most improved senior player, Liam Spencer, and it's a who's who of Westlake basketball here. The Kirk Penny Trophy for most valuable player, Christian Martin, and the Premier Basketball Award for outstanding contributing senior player, Boston Caldwell. Congratulations, guys. Cricket, the Kachopa Family Cup for fielding, Nail Morat. And the Cornell Family Trophy for best bowling performance, Max Harrison Tubb. We'll continue with, I think, some more cricket. The Coaches Cup for best contribution to the first 11, Max Harrison Tubb picks up another one there. The Bowden Family Championship Cup for the best batting average in first 11 cricket, Rustin Langford. Congratulations. Excuse us, folks, as we work our way through this. Next, from cricket, we will make our way at some stage shortly onto cycling.
I'm just going to cut in. Sorry about that. The feed seems to have just had a bit of a pause. I'm not entirely sure why. I've had a report that it's not suddenly stopped. I'm just going to put this back up again and hope that things.
No worries.
Proceed.
So we'll bluff our way through this.
Andrew,
sorry, Michael, carry on.
Would you like to have a brief pause on the awards? And while Tim's doing that, I might just have a quick chat if that's okay.
That's a fantastic idea. Let's just have a chat, Michael, and then we'll get ourselves back on track shortly.
Cool. So we'll take a brief pause on the awards then, and hopefully everyone can hear this and it's nice and clear. Look, I thought I was listening to Connor talk just then, and I thought that was an exceptionally well done speech, Connor. Look, the things that Connor said, he spoke about how with his sport in Westlake, it's helped him become a better person. And look, the thing that you really see in Westlake sport is that there's just this baseline humility and camaraderie that comes with the sport. Now, Connor talked about the friends that he will take from Westlake sport through in life. And I can tell you that my 4 best friends that I made from rowing at my time at Westlake when I left 2012, what was that, 9 years ago now, one of them lives in Cambridge with me. He's still rowing as well. And the other 3 I stay in regular contact with. And look, Connor's absolutely right. You will keep these friends for life. Share a bit of perspective. One of these guys that I'm still good friends with, he's just had a daughter. So, you know, guys, life goes by fast. It feels like only the other day that I was at Westlake myself, and now one of my friends is a dad. So look, these things come around, and I think I spoke about this when we did the assembly speech. Look, the one thing that you will have throughout your life is your mates, and the one thing that sport really gives you is strong friendships and camaraderie. So what you're making now will carry through with you for the rest of your life, and that is just such an amazing thing that Connor said he's just come to realize that in his later years in Westlake. Some of you may realize that already in your early years. When you leave Westlake, you will leave with friends for life, and that is an amazing thing that you've got from the school and from sport. So Connor, incredibly well done with that speech. I thought there was some very relevant points that you talked about, and also, mate, presenting virtually like this is no easy feat without an audience. So incredibly well done. How are we going there, Tim?
Thanks for that, Michael.
I can't see a feed. I'm waiting to hear if other people can still see a feed. I'm happy to put the slideshow back on.
Sorry,
okay.
folks, for those of you out there that are tuned in and maybe listening, who doesn't love technology? We are obviously doing our best to get things up and running again. From our presentation point of view, we're still here. We're just wanting to make sure that we're broadcasting as accurately as we can. Tim, how are you feeling about us pushing on?
I've just pressed play, so I will ignore any reports that nothing's showing.
Okie dokes. Can we flick to the cycling, please? Thanks, guys. I've just had a message to say that we're looking okay, so we'll.
Okay. Try and do
We're going to press on.
Trying.
Thank you. There's a reason we don't do this every year, people. Cycling, most talented senior cyclist. Not the first time we've seen this name tonight. Lewis Bauer, congratulations. The Sonny Inwood Trophy for the best overall performance at the North Island Secondary School Champs, Lewis Bauer. Well done, Lewis. On to distance running. The Bothwell Road Running Trophy. The name Bothwell is well known to me. Head boy when I was in year 9 at Westlake, Brian Bothwell. Excellence in road running, that goes to Ben Rusco. Again, Bothwell, the Cross Country Trophy for excellence in cross country. And that is going to Sam Berry. If we can push forward on that. Thank you. And finally, for distance running, another one of our outstanding year 13s who's put in a massive shift with training and performance over the last few years. Toby Saxby for outstanding effort, enthusiasm and loyalty in distance running. Congratulations to our runners. We know the work you guys put in and we'll be sorry to see you guys depart at the end of the year. So thank you. On to football. The Golden Boot Award for the leading first 11 goal scorer, Luke Allport, who wasn't our first 11 goal scoring winner also, but he cleaned that up in Auckland. So congratulations, Luke, what an outstanding year you've had. The Frank Weston Memorial Trophy for most promising senior player, Finn McKinlay. Well done, Finn. Continuing with football, the Ken Armstrong Cup, greatest contribution to senior football, first 11 captain, Jason Kay. Well done, Jason. The Coaches Player of the Year goes to Corbin Ebert. Well done, Corbin. On to golf. The Golf Captain's Trophy goes to Luke Old. Well done, Luke, with your leadership in golf. And our Golfer of the Year, Palmer Walker. Well done, Palmer. Hockey. The Bennett Cup for the most promising player, Ryan Parr. Well done, Ryan. The Fratelli Trophy for the Coaches Player of the Year, Stephen Lydiard. Well done, Stephen. The Fordham Family Plate for the greatest commitment to Westlake hockey, Marcel Wigg. Terrific, Marcel. Well done. You're a great leader. Again, a familiar name on a trophy, the Kachopa Trophy for the most improved first 11 player. Congratulations, Eddie Chambers. And the last of our hockey awards, the Phil Tisdall Cup for the best team player in senior hockey, Ben Ryan. Congratulations. On to Kirahi, the most valuable player, Kalan Clyde. Congratulations, Kalan. Lacrosse Player of the Year, Kieran Snape. Well done, Kieran. And before I hand over to Michael, we'll do one more sport here, and that is orienteering. The Newcomer of the Year goes to Year 9, Andrew Jensen. Well done, Andrew. And the Reynolds Family Trophy for senior orienteering, that goes to Nathan Borton. Congratulations, Nathan. Hopefully those awards are being received loud and clear out in the universe somewhere. So thank you all for holding your patience with us as we try and continue working our way through this. What I'll do now is I'll hand over to Michael, who can hopefully present the remainder of our individual sport trophies, and we'll continue our way through these. Over to you, Mike.
Thank you, Andrew. So coming through loud and clear there, hopefully. Right, so how are we doing there, Tim?
Can't connect you, hold on.
Are you hearing my audio nice and clear there, mate?
I'm hearing your audio, I can't push the picture, there we go.
No worries.
Stop working, give us a second, I've got no slide now.
So we're seeing, I just while we were doing the awards just then, I saw the Kachopa Cup. So Craig Kachopa was a teacher all through my years at Westlake. My understanding, and I'll get Andrew to give me a yes, no nod. I'm not sure if he's still there, but he was a very long-serving staff member, and his sons were exceptional cricket players for Westlake and went on to become exceptional cricket players after Westlake. So just for a bit of background there.
Not much has changed at Westlake, Michael. Joe Kachopa,
sorry, Joe. Apologies.
Sitting up in the top corridor as deputy principal, and we are now fortunate that one of those three sons you referred to, Brad, is teaching here at the school. He also leads our cricket program, and of more recent times, he's now leading our Academy of Sport program. So continues to be a family affair, and we continue to see so many old boys return to school in so many capacities, coaching, teaching, and I think that connection's so important. And not too different to you, Michael, reaching out to us and offering your services to help celebrate this year. It's great when we get those calls and we're able to continue people's connection to Westlake. How are we going there, Mr. Hardy?
I was waiting, sorry, for you guys to
fantastic. Michael and I will keep talking, but we'll try and press on for the sake of time. Michael, over to you if you're okay with rowing.
Good to go. Okay, so on to the rowing awards. Greatest contribution to rowing, familiar face, Connor Chatfield. Congratulations, Connor. And rower of the year was Greg Severin. Congratulations, Greg. More rowing awards. The Rowing Captains Award, Connor Chatfield. The Peter Abbott Cup for Best Under-18 Crew Performance was the Under-18 8. Congratulations, guys. More rowing awards. Squad Member of the Year, Milan Monk. Sportsmanship Award, Connor Chatfield. Rugby League, the Zay Wallace Trophy. So Zay Wallace was a Westlake old boy. He was noted for being an exceptional sportsman, but more importantly, he was a likable and humble person despite the fact that he had obvious talent. Now, this award goes to Kalan Clyde. Rugby League Greatest Contribution, Robin Herbert. Congratulations, Robin. Rugby Union, the Archibald and Shorterland Rover Trophy. Above and beyond, sorry, I think I probably said that incorrectly, but Clayton Kotz. Apologies if I got your last name wrong there, mate. Congratulations, Clayton. The Old Boys Trophy for greatest contribution to First 15 Rugby, Richard Snyman. Congratulations. Sorry, Rigard. My apologies. Rugby Union, the First 15 Trophy for most improved player, Zayden Ehrlich. Hope I got that right. Sorry, mate. And congratulations. The Don Johnson Cup for most consistent and dedicated performance to Tera Bura. Rugby Union Lindsay Ellery Trophy for Player of the Year, Tristan Cook. Congratulations, Tristan. And the Young Family Cup for outstanding leadership goes to Connor Chatfield. Congratulations, Connor. Sailing. The Hooper Family Trophy for most meritorious contribution to sailing, Josh Hyde. And the Senior Yachtsman of the Year goes to Braden Hamilton. Congratulations, guys. For snow sports, Team Member of the Year goes to Jackson Peake. Congratulations, Jackson. For squash, the McHugh Family Trophy for most improved player goes to Luke Dorwood. And the Michael Sumter Trophy for Senior Squash Champion goes to Brendan Buckle. Congratulations, Luke and Brendan. Surfing. Oh. Could we just skip forward to surfing there, please, Tim?
It's kicked it out. Sorry, I thought it had. I'm on the wrong screen.
Okay. Surfer of the Year goes to Jackson Peake. Congratulations, Jackson. Swimming, the Frank Hall Memorial Cup for the swimming captain and admiral contribution to school swimming goes to Cameron Gray. And the senior swimming champion also goes to Cameron Gray. Congratulations, Cameron. The Table Tennis League Cup for outstanding contribution and commitment to Westlake Boys High School table tennis goes to Sunny Ang. Congratulations, Sunny. The Senior Table Tennis Champion goes to Gavin Ding and Alex Liu Cao. Congratulations, guys. Tennis, the Trevor Wheel Cup for Senior Tennis Champion goes to Matthew Browning. And the Pound Family Trophy for the Senior Tennis Captain goes to Matthew Browning. Congratulations, Matthew. Touch Rugby, the Grant Smith Memorial Trophy for greatest contribution to senior touch goes to Harry Carter. Congratulations, Harry. And now Ultimate Frisbee, the Spirit Award goes to Willem Gitmans. Congratulations, Willem. For volleyball, the most improved senior player goes to Mason Yan. The greatest contribution to senior volleyball goes to Kotara Yumiba. And I apologize if I got that pronunciation wrong. The most valuable senior player goes to Nathan Chen. Congratulations, guys. Waka Ama, excellence in Waka Ama goes to Nesto Perini Kayo. I hope they got that right. Congratulations, Nesta. Sorry, Nesta. Apologies. For water polo, the Knights Family Memorial Cup for excellence in water polo goes to Andrei Soldatovic. The most improved senior player goes to Ross Nell, and the Love Family Cup for leadership goes to James Holliston. Holliston? I hope they got that right. Sorry, James, and congratulations to the three of you.
Thank you, Michael. It's okay, that last one, it was only the head boy, so don't worry about the name.
Sorry, James.
Nothing. We may hear from James at some stage, so all good. So congratulations to all those individual award winners, and thank you to everyone out there for sticking with us through this presentation. I'd just like to make a quick note now that all individual prize winners from tonight, you'll be notified via email of times to come into school and to receive your individual trophies, your colour awards that we'll present soon. Certificates, as well as get the opportunity to get a photo with the original trophy and see some of those names that are there on those trophies. Please bear with us as we attempt to get everything in line for you guys to come back in and pick those trophies up. Thanks, guys. We'll push on. We'll now continue with some staff contribution awards, and our next award goes to Hannah Kennedy. After arriving at Westlake, Hannah did not take too long to thrust herself into the sporting scene and has quickly become a crucial part of both our rowing and rugby programs. To recognise Hannah, I'd like to welcome in Deputy Principal Mr. Andrew McBride. Mr. McBride, hope you're there.
I am indeed. Good evening, everyone. It's a real pleasure to watch this tonight and present the staff award as well. And it goes to, obviously, as you've heard, Hannah Kennedy. She's so deserving of this award. She works tirelessly in both our rugby and our rowing programs since she started in 2018. And her peers, they've described her as being utterly reliable, confident, enthusiastic, intelligent, well-organised and dedicated. And that pretty much is everything we want from a staff member who takes a sports team at Westlake. And with her rugby team, she is thorough, she is diligent, she's extremely supportive of the boys, whilst also ensuring their conduct is exemplary. A lasting impression was made on Mr. McGahn, Hugh McGahn, our director of rugby. He was moving swiftly across the rugby field to sort out a bit of an altercation between the two teams. Hannah had already beaten him to it. She was right in the middle of the fracas. She was scolding a few boys. She was separating them and she solved the issue. So that's the kind of person she is. She's fearless and she gets involved when things aren't going well as much as when they are going well. Her rowing knowledge is superb. She's a former New Zealand Universities rep. And during the summer, she balances a full-time teaching load with 25 hours plus with her coaching on the water. That's a lot. That's a lot to take on, and she does it with a smile on her face. Jo Schotter, our director of rowing, she said she's 100% positive and she's 0% complaints. And when you've got people like that working in your program, it's an absolute godsend. So as a team player, she's second to none. Her contributions to Westlake sport are consistently valuable, and she will always selflessly step in to help whenever assistance is needed. We feel lucky to have her as part of our rowing and rugby setups, and she's so deserving of this award. Congratulations, Miss Kennedy. You really deserve it. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. McBride. Very, very well said. And, for a lot of our boys and parents out there that understand a lot about what happens to bring together Westlake sport, and particularly some of the bigger programs like rowing, there is a really good example of the type of work that goes in behind the scenes by staff. So thank you, Hannah, for everything that you do, and hopefully continue to do. Thank you, Hannah. Our next staff award goes to one of the hardest working staff members at Westlake, Andrea Dorber. Andrea's contribution to sport at Westlake knows no bounds. From the very first time I reached out to her for some sporting help, the answer has, and always I imagine will be, yes. And her kindness and infectious positivity is obvious in everything she does. Managing hockey team, managing a tennis team, and now she leads both the swimming and water polo programs as TIC. She does it all. To thank Andrea, and probably in a better way than I can, I'd like to welcome in our head boy, James Houliston. Hopefully you're there, James, and feel free to give Michael Brake a bit of a roasting for your name before.
Thank you, sir. Apologies, I don't seem to be able to turn my camera on, but I'll do the best I can with what I've got. So just like to offer a huge thank you and congratulations to Miss Dorber. She's definitely been the calm in the Westlake water polo storm. She's someone that constantly meets you with a smile and this amazing positivity that makes you think that everything's right in the world, even when you're down 5 goals in the 4th quarter. She's been there to lend an ear for my sideline frustrations, which we all have in the passion and heated moment of our sporting matches. She's been there to, buy us chocolate milk to have after our games. It's been crucial in getting us through major tournaments and probably the reason why we had such a successful season this year. And she's also been a brilliant physio for me personally and has kept me strapped up and as injury-free as possible throughout my series of injuries this year and my 3 years of water polo, Premier Water Polo at Westlake. So yeah, thank you so much, Ms. Dorber, on behalf of everyone. You've been a brilliant teacher in charge and a brilliant manager of our water polo team. What you do for the school and for me personally has been amazing, and I can't thank you enough. So thank you very much, Miss.
That's brilliant. Thank you, James. Very, very well said. And I know Andrea will have heard those words and will be very much appreciative of those words, James. So thank you very, very much, and thank you for everything you've done this year as head boy and as a leader in many, many ways. We were initially scheduled to take a short break to allow people perhaps a quick bathroom break to top up their glass. But what we will do, I think we'll push on, and I'll just talk my way through the next short while to allow our tech to catch up, and we'll just push through a few photos that we were going to push through on intermission. But I think we'll just forge on. And as we come out of this, the next piece for us will be our sporting colours. Our sporting colours are awarded annually to our Year 13 students who have played a part in a Premier team for at least 2 seasons. This Colours Award also recognises the loyalty, the commitment and the leadership that these students have shown over their time at Westlake. So hopefully if Michael Brake is still hanging around, I'm going to bring him back in to present these Colours Awards to our very deserving Year 13 students. Michael.
Right here, Andrew. Thanks for that, Andrew. So we'll move into these Colours Awards in a second, boys. Now, I'm not sure if many of you would be aware, but back in my day, Colours was awarded as a tie. So I was actually told the other day on a call with Andrew that Colours is now in the form of coins, which I think is amazing. One day, though, I may bring in a Colours tie and we can share that around and share a piece of the history. But interesting bit of trivia for you there is that they must have been sometime in the next 5 years transitioned from ties to coins. So without further ado, into the Colours Awards. Badminton, Michael Edwards and John Lynn. Congratulations, Michael and John. Basketball, Harry Barnard, Boston Caldwell and Liam Spencer. Congratulations, guys. Cricket, Max Harrison Tubb, Travis Gower and Samrath Singh. Congratulations, gentlemen. Cycling, Marcus Bycroft. Oh goodness. Matthew Mascarenas. Apologies, Matthew. I butchered my way through that, but congratulations nonetheless. And Lachlan Stace. Distance running, Sam Berry, Ben Rusco and Toby Saxby. Football, we have Luke Allport, Max De Winter, Corbin Ebbett, Yash Karma, Jason Kay, Leal Odum and Dean Power. Congratulations, fellas. Golf, we have Duncan Jam. For hockey, we have Eddie Chambers, Stephen Lydiard, Ben Ryan and Marcel Wigg. For lacrosse, we have James Miller. For orienteering, we have Vitaly Volkov. For rowing, we have Finn Hoban, James Jury and Greg Severin. For rugby, we have Will Evans, Paul Joseph, Etienne Pierre, Luke Cameron, Clayton Kotz and Regard Snyman. For rugby league, we have Ethan Fagota, Kaya Ika, Honga Fonua and Ethan Matapo. For sailing, we have Josh Hyde, Braden Hamilton and Zach Fong. For snow sports, we have Zach Dobson. Squash, Brendan Buckle. Surfing, Ben Council and Oscar Gosling. For swimming, we have Cameron Gray and Mac Hong. For table tennis, we have Sunny Ang, Gavin Ding and Jack Quested. For tennis, we have Rohan Cameron. For touch, we have Ryan Lindsay and Harry Carter. For ultimate frisbee, we have Nathan Holloway. For volleyball, we have Sebastian Grote, Liam Kim and Kotaro Yumeba. And for Waka Ama, we have Nesta Perini Kayo. For water polo, we have James Holliston and Nathaniel Shipton.
Thank you, Michael. Sorry to jump on that one. Thank you for presenting those colours awards. Well done, gents. 2 years in a premier sport is no mean feat, and you thoroughly deserve those coins, as Michael rightly pointed out, and we will be getting those to you very, very soon. We talk about the achievements of 2 years in a premier sport. The next group of awardees have done exactly the same as those previous students, except these boys have done it in multiple sports. So they receive all-round colours for their achievements in 2 or more premier sports. So congratulations to the following recipients. As we move forward, Nathan Borton for adventure racing and orienteering. Connor Chatfield, who'd be having a pretty tough time carrying everything tonight if he was in the auditorium, for rowing and rugby union. Kalan Clyde for Kirahi and rugby league. Ian Engelbrecht for rugby and cricket. We have Robin Herbert for Wakaama and rugby league. Ollie Howarth, rugby and touch, Alex Jobbins, adventure racing and orienteering, Jackson Peak for snow sports and surfing, Christian Martin for basketball and volleyball, well done Christian, Peti Tavui for rugby and rugby league, Hayden Williams for adventure racing and orienteering. Let's move on there. Who have we got? Luke Buckley for rugby, touch, snow sports and surfing. Congratulations, Luke. That's quite a list there. And same goes for Lavon Pure, Kiarahi, Wakaama and rugby league. Congratulations, gents. As we said, the Colours Awards for any sport is pretty special, and we hope that that's something that is well received by you all, and something you'll hold on to and cherish for a long time. So for some of you to have achieved that in multiple sports is quite outstanding. And if Luke Buckley's out there asking the question, you only get one coin, you don't get four, Luke, I'm afraid. That's just the way it goes. Here we go. Right. What we're going to do now is present our final staff award for the night, where we want to pay special acknowledgement to the service of a Westlake legend. At the end of this year, we say goodbye to a true servant of sport and of coaching, a man who for the last 19 years has epitomised the Westlake spirit of selflessness and commitment to a greater good. I'm just going to check in with Mr. Hardy to make sure that we've got things set up for this presentation. If not, we can delay it because it's important that we do our best to get this right. Michael, I might get you to have a quick chat there.
Just queuing it up. Give us a moment. I'm just going to put the computer sound on, slip the window on, and hope for the best. I'm going to press play if that's okay, Andrew. Okay, I'm going to bring in via video our former Director of Sport, Paul Strang, who's presented a video for us for the much loved Mr. Dave Wedderburn.
Thank you very much, Andrew. It's good to see you again, and good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me back. Sport is such a people business, so it's wonderful to be here tonight as we not only acknowledge the efforts of our athletes, but the contributions of all our people. They do good work and they do important work. And I must say, I feel particularly honoured to be part of this presentation, as the gentleman in question is a great colleague, and in a school of committed coaches, he stands out for his dedication. Over the years, he has become an iconic Westlake institution with his authentic and inclusive style of coaching. And in doing so, he has developed a cult following. He is generous, he is gregarious. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Dave Wedderburn. Weddy is a popular and ebullient member of staff who is retiring after 19 years at Westlake. His contribution and impact to our sport cannot be overestimated, as over that time he has coached both rugby and cricket without an off-season. Or to put that another way, he has spent 75 terms of coaching and influencing Westlake students through sport. 75 terms. That is true servant leadership. He has coached at both junior and senior levels, and it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say he has been our own Ted Lasso. Weddy wove together an approach that was simple and successful. He put fun and fundamentals first, he showed he cared, and he wrapped it up in integrity and humour. So whether it was Weddy's Warriors, Weddy's Winners, stories about the Wedge Shed, this mythical building behind the science block crammed with all sorts of sports equipment, it is clear he has this knack, which great coaches have, of intuitively putting smiles on people's faces, keeping them engaged and keeping them learning. He is generous too. We reached out to past students who tell stories that when someone didn't have a piece of gear, he would quietly give some of his away. It is true, ladies and gentlemen, people remember how you make them feel. And Weddy is a master of using the heart to get to the mind. Weddy, hands down, you are a worthy recipient of this special award. You have added so much colour to the Westlake fabric in your time here. And as you receive your virtual applause, on behalf of myself and everyone at Westlake, past and present, thank you for your friendship and your contribution. We all wish you a happy retirement, mate. Go well.
Yeah, definitely worth a virtual applause that. And we're hoping that post Paul's video there that we'll have some potentially some photos we put together of Mr. Wedderburn that we can share. As we're bringing that up, Michael, I believe you may well have a brief story to share.
Thanks for that, Andrew. Yes, I do actually. Now, this is just to add to the speech that you just saw. Now, I was never personally coached by Mr. Wedderburn, but I was taught by him. A lot of my friends were in Weddy's Warriors.
I'm so sorry, Michael, I've muted you. I was trying to click you onto the live.
Sorry, I'm not sure where I cut out there, but I'll try and pick up where I left off. So
some of your mates were taught by him.
I was
coached by him, sorry.
I was taught by Mr. Wedderburn, and some of my mates were coached in Weddy's Warriors. And the thing that really came across to me was Mr. Wedderburn's ability to create an exceptional culture within the teams that he was coaching. It was less of a sports team, it was more of a family from what I heard. The team that he coached, Weddy's Warriors, when I was at school, they were the third 15, I believe. They didn't want to be called that. They wanted to be called Weddy's Warriors. Now, a memory of my own, just to, I guess, show how long Mr. Wedderburn has been with Westlake and has been contributing. Back when I was in Mr. Wedderburn's science class in fourth form, back when I was rowing for Westlake, this was 2009. For a bit of context, the first ever iPod Touch came out. Now, this was the first ever touchscreen device, and my schoolmate Cameron Webster, who's another Gold Award recipient who you guys may be familiar with, he's also in the New Zealand rowing team. He managed to get his hands on one of these iPod Touches, and I recall in our fourth form science class in 2009, Cameron and I would play Tap Tap Revenge or something along those lines in Mr. Wedderburn's class. Now, we thought we were getting away with it. In hindsight, I'm very sure that he knew what we were doing, but given that we probably weren't going to get too much done when we come in from training, he would let us get away with it. And he always followed up and made sure we got our work done. He was incredibly caring. He's an exceptional gentleman, and I think he's incredibly worthy of this award. So I'll be giving him a round of applause from here, and I'm very glad to see that you've received this award, Mr. Wedderburn. Congratulations.
Thanks, Michael. Wow, what more can you say about Weddies? And we'll call him Weddy. He deserves that, I think, now, about the service that he's provided to Westlake. And I'm so pleased that we were able to bring in that video from Mr. Paul Strang to help commemorate Weddy in only the way that Paul Strang uses words. Unfortunately, even after his departure from Westlake, the one thing that he does do is it makes it incredibly hard to talk after he's spoken with his wonderful turn of phrase. So thank you for that, Paul. Well done, Weddy. We're gonna miss your jokes. We're gonna miss your presence at school, teaching, coaching in every which way. So thank you very much. Well done. Right, now we will move on to our coaching awards. We have two very special coaching awards to present this year, and those are Coach of the Year and Student Coach of the Year. The Yam Family Trophy for Coach of the Year. This was donated by the Yam family, who were synonymous with excellence in squash. But the award is about more than just results. It also encompasses the setting of a wonderful team environment, the unlocking of potential, and driving standards and the behaviours of success. This year's recipient displays all these characteristics. And did so this year while leading his team to almost conquer one of the most competitive secondary school competitions in the country, as well as being unfortunately left teetering on the cusp of another Auckland final before COVID struck in Auckland. The Yam Family Trophy winner for 2021 is First 11 coach Paul Hobson. To speak on behalf of football at Westlake and everyone who's been been touched by Paul's coaching here at Westlake. I'd now like to invite Mr. Andrew McBride back to say a few words on behalf of the school to Paul.
Good evening again, everyone. Good evening again, everyone. Thank you, Andrew. It's a real pleasure to be able to talk about Paul. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of the school as well, and he's someone that I've learned a lot from. I really respect him. He's a great man. He's an excellent coach, and he's an excellent coach because he cares. And I think that transcends any form of tips or technical knowledge, which he does have in abundance. But I think it's the fact that he makes people feel like they belong, and he connects people. And I think that's why the first 11 had such a good run this year. The cup final, I think we would have been favourites for that cup final, but it wasn't to be. And then we had nationals, and that wasn't to be. But it'll still go down as a great year for first 11 football, and it's largely because of Paul Hobson's leadership. So he is the man who brings it all together. He's exceptionally calm on the touchline in a sport where not everyone is. So that's been a refreshing breath of fresh air, and to have him in our corner. Like I've said, he's a brilliant coach. He's a brilliant man. He's pretty wily. He knows how to get the best out of people. And we are very, very lucky to have him this year and last year, and we hope for many more years to come. So I can't think of a more fitting winner for the Coach of the Year than Paul Hobson. We wish him all the best for his club season if they get some football in this year, and we definitely want him back on the Westlake touchline very soon. So Paul Hobson, my friend, a good mentor and a brilliant coach. You really, really deserve this. Well done.
Thank you, Andrew. Congratulations, Paul. We really appreciate everything you've done. You know, the time and expertise that you've given our footballers has been tremendous. So well done on the success this year, and thoroughly deserving to have your name etched on that trophy. Thank you, Paul. We'll now move on and award the Bev Russell Memorial Trophy for Student Coach of the Year. Bev Russell will be forever remembered as a wonderful teacher, a committed coach, and a devoted mother. This award was created in 2015 in memory of Bev to celebrate the coaching roles that so many students play every year to provide positive sporting experiences for their fellow students. This year we had a countless number of worthy nominees, which is a testament to the work of our TICs and the value we place on student growth. This year we have two very deserving recipients who have displayed outstanding leadership, organisation, and truly selfless commitment to football. This year, the Bev Russell Memorial Trophy goes to Levi White and Isaac Tetro. To talk about the great work of Levi and Isaac, I'd like to welcome in Mr. Connor Pearson, our teacher in charge of junior football. Now, I'm hoping we're going to have you here, Mr. Pearson.
Yeah, hopefully I'm coming in loud and clear, Andrew. Cool, brilliant. Isaac and Levi, you joined our coaching ranks last year as a formidable team. Taking a 13B team, you guys displayed what student coaching is all about and what Andrew mentioned there. The key thing for us is just passing on the love of the game to the younger generation of Westlake footballers. So on that count, it was absolutely superb. And such was the success of your first season that we were flooded with emails by parents telling us how wonderful you were. So that can only be a good sign, obviously, in your first year in the job. It was almost too easy for you, obviously. So we gave you a new challenge in 2021 in terms of splitting you up. So Isaac, you had the task of coaching older students in your 15A2 team. And leading your peers in any environment requires a great degree of emotional intelligence and responsibility. You took this in your stride and offered your players an incredible opportunity to learn, but most importantly, as we said, to simply enjoy the game. And I saw you coach a couple of times, and it did take me a second to remember that you weren't actually playing in this game, that you were coaching. Such was your infectious energy. And speaking of such, obviously, Levi, you have this in abundance. You were tasked with managing a team with a more competitive streak in our 15A2s, a team where this is where a lot of our future first 11 players develop some key skills. And you rose to the challenge remarkably, leading your young charges to a well-deserved Auckland Championship and comprehensive. Levi often came down to see Mr. Dale or myself, begging for extra training sessions, begging for extra whiteboard sessions, and that just goes to show how devoted he was to the team. Overall, we all know how busy we are as 18-year-olds, balancing social lives with academic responsibilities, you know, in the present with always one eye on the future. So, but this did not stop these boys consistently taking the time out of the week to improve the lives of our younger students and provide them with opportunities to enjoy sport and obviously develop as people, as what sport provides. As we all know, though, turning up is one thing, and actually putting in consistent effort, dedication isn't something else entirely. And these boys had it in abundance. Hopefully, you guys obviously develop your coaching skills in the future, whether that be in football or another sport. And obviously, would love to have you back at Westlake, continuing to give back to our junior team. So, gents, thank you very much on behalf of myself, Mr. Dale, and the young students that you've changed this year. So, well done, gents. Thoroughly deserved.
Thank you, Mr. Pearson. That's just a wonderful wrap of two incredibly good student coaches. Well done, Levi and Isaac. We've had some quite outstanding student coaches over the year. We'd love to be able to put countless names on that trophy, but unfortunately for a number of our other student coaches, they didn't quite get their name on the trophy this year. But thank you to all our students who put their hand up to coach this year. You have no idea how much that supports our sporting program and the influence you have on other students at the school, particularly the junior students. So thank you for that, Mr. Pearson. Well done, Levi and Isaac. Right, we are on the downhill slide, people. Mr. Hardy, you're doing an outstanding job here, my friend. Keep it up. We're going to turn our attention now to our special awards. The first of which is the Bret Hart Cup for Team of the Year. This year, we had numerous contenders for this award, trust me, but ultimately it goes to a team that not only achieves more than its fair share of success, but continues to set the bar with their commitment, their team-first attitude, and faultless work ethic. They've won multiple national titles over the last 12 months and beforehand, but more importantly, they have continued their work during lockdown, using it as an opportunity to do the hard work while most others are not. Under the esteemed coaching and leadership of Mr. Stratham, they continue to flourish year on year. The Bret Hart Cup for Team of the Year goes to our senior distance running team. Congratulations, boys. Thoroughly deserved win. Thank you to Mr. Stratham for his continued work with athletes at the school. I know a lot of our boys understand how lucky they are to have your leadership and your coaching. So thank you for everything that you do, and congratulations to all boys who have competed for Westlake over the last 12 months. Right, our next special award, the Alf Butt Award for True Sportsmanship. This award is about leadership, leadership through behaviour. And this year's recipient, he does just that. He is a captain of multiple Premier teams and displays exceptional commitment to these teams. He carries himself with the utmost integrity, regardless of the outcome, and is a wonderful example of setting standards for others to follow. He celebrates success and not just his own. He inspires those around him, and we are very, very proud of him. He is our senior rowing captain. He's the first 15 co-captain, as well as the school sports captain. The Alf Butt Award for True Sportsmanship goes to Connor Chatfield. Big virtual applause there, Connor. Congratulations. Thank you for all your hard work this year, Connor, and all the commitment you've shown at Westlake. There is no more deserving award winner than you. Right, next, we'll move on to the Colin Pascoe Trophy for Attitude and Sportsmanship. This award goes to a student who is, without doubt, one of the very best in the country at what he does. He has led a Westlake team to a national title this year, as well as other podium finishes. He's tasted individual and team success at a national level across multiple disciplines. And he both trains and competes against some of the elites in his sport. As with many of our top sportsmen, the training and preparation he undertakes behind the scenes really helps shape his desire for success. Above all this has been his leadership. he's helped bring together a number of very talented students in their own right, bringing them into a team effort for Westlake. His attitude is always exemplary, even when the chips are down. He is consistently well-mannered, and a pleasure to deal with, and is thoroughly deserving of this award. The Colin Pascoe Trophy for Attitude and Sportsmanship goes to Braden Hamilton. Congratulations, Braden. We truly look forward to watching your sailing future from here. Well done. Next, we will award the Simon Bryan Shield for Most Outstanding Sporting Achievement. We've heard a bit about the students' achievements already tonight, but beyond the performances on an international stage, what sets him apart is his uncompromising effort and determination. We often talk about talented athletes, however, there are plenty of those out there. What sets this young man apart is that nobody works harder at his craft than this boy. His work ethic is what has enabled him to reach the levels he already has at a junior world cycling champs, and no doubt with a lot more to come, given that he's still in year 12. The Simon Bryan Shield for Most Outstanding Sporting Achievement goes to Lewis Bauer. Congratulations, Lewis, and we salute you tonight on the work you've done this year. Well done, and I hope a number of the people out there watching and listening to this were a bit like me, who did their best to get up in the middle of the night at some stage, I think during September it was, when Lewis was in Belgium, just to catch a sneak peek of him riding, or catch the leaderboard and see how he was going. But Lewis, outstanding work this year. Well done. Okay, all roads lead to this. It's now time for our final award of the evening, the R Blaster Cup for Sportsman of the Year. Very shortly, I'm going to bring in Michael Brake, who's going to announce our finalists and bring this home. In order to do this, we're trying to bring a few bits together, so bear with us, everybody. Michael's going to kick this off, and hopefully we'll have an R Blaster Cup award winner very shortly. Michael.
Thank you, Andrew. So hang in there, folks. We are on the home stretch now. We've got a bit of fun coming up for you guys. So we've got 5 finalists for the R Blaster Cup. Now, everyone that has taken part in sport this year deserves an award. The 5 that we're about to see as finalists now have done exceptionally well in the practices and have committed themselves fully to what they've done, and there can only be one winner. Now, the 5 gentlemen that you'll see shortly are all waiting in queue. No one knows who's going to win, and when we do announce the winner, we will do a short live Q&A with the winner on camera. So the first person and first finalist for the R Blaster Cup is Nathan Borton. Nathan was in the first senior NH zone orienteering team. He was first in the Auckland Secondary Schools senior sprint finals. He was first in the Auckland Senior Individual Champs. Was first in the Auckland Senior Rogaine Champs. A lot of firsts here, and we'll keep going. First in the North Island Secondary Schools Senior Boys Sprint and Long, second in the relay. First in the New Zealand Under-18 Sprint Club and Middle events, third in the long. He was selected for the New Zealand Secondary Schools Orienteering team, which is incredible. He received the 2021 Westlake Boys High School Awards winner of Greatest Contribution to Adventure Racing and Orienteer of the Year. Nathan Borton, everyone, your first finalist. Your second finalist is Braden Hamilton. Braden was the skipper of the Westlake Boys High School Green, first in the Harkin New Zealand Secondary Schools Fleet Racing. He was the co-captain of the Westlake Boys team that were the winners of the Auckland Fleet Racing Regatta. He was second in the New Zealand team's sailing and NOTB regattas. Apologies, I'm not sure what that abbreviation stands for. First in the 29er Auckland Fleet Racing Regatta. He was the skipper of the first Open Men's 29er National Champs. He was the skipper that was first in the Youth Male 29er National Champs. He was in the crew that was first at the Yachting New Zealand Ocean Bridge 49er FX. Another first in the 29er for Auckland, North Island and National Champs. Was fourth in the 49er FX Sprints and Nationals. Received the 2021 Westlake Boys High School Awards. Winner of the Senior Yachtsman of the Year, Braden Hamilton. Your second finalist. Your third finalist for the R Blaster Cup was Lewis Bauer. Lewis Bauer was in the New Zealand squad for World Champs in Belgium. He was 25th in the junior men's time trial, 53rd in the road race, which, for those that are not aware, there's a lot of entries into cycling races, and that is an exceptional result at the World Champs. He was first in the New Zealand under-19 time trial in April. He was first at the North Island Secondary School's under-20 criterium, fourth at the under-20 road race in July this year. He was first in the New Zealand under-19 criterium in November last year. He was third at the Auckland Schools TTT series. He was third at the Auckland under-19 points race, and he was your 2021 Westlake Boys Awards winner of the 2021 Cycling Most Talented Senior Cyclist and Best North Island Secondary Schools Performance. Your third finalist is Lewis Bauer. Your fourth finalist for the R Blaster Cup is Cameron Gray. Cameron is the captain of the Westlake Boys High School swim team, the 2021 New Zealand Secondary Schools Boys and Relays champion. He has 5 individual gold medals, 5 gold medals, that is, at the New Zealand Secondary Schools Champs. He received 3 gold medals at the New Zealand Under-18 Champs. He holds the New Zealand age group records for the 100 metre back, the 50 metre back, and is selected in the NZOC swimming long list for the Commonwealth Games, which is an exceptional achievement, Cameron. So that's the New Zealand Olympic Committee Commonwealth Games long list. Well done on that, Cameron. Cameron is your 2021 Westlake Boys Awards winner of swimming captain and contribution to swimming and senior swimming champion. Your fourth finalist, Cameron Gray. The fifth and final finalist for the R Blaster Cup is Kenzo Santayana. Kenzo was he was first at the College Sports Champs for men's A grade. He was first at New Zealand Secondary Schools men's all-round level 8, third for the men's all-round national champs, first all-round at the Auckland Champs, first all-round, another first, at the Trista competition, and third all-round at the CSG competition in Christchurch. Your fifth finalist is Kenzo Santayana. Right. While we sort out the technology here, I will just make a quick mention, gentlemen. So, look, on behalf of all of you and everyone who's been doing sport at Westlake this year, I think we just give another special mention to everyone coaching related, all the staff, all of the student volunteers. I've heard an exceptional number of student volunteers, of people giving up their time. It takes a lot of time and effort to coordinate sport and make sport as easy as it is for you boys and athletes to focus. And without your volunteers, this wouldn't be possible. So look, another massive thank you to those people. And on top of that, to Andrew, everyone else at Westlake Sport who's supported, and to David Ferguson, look guys, the amount of effort that these people put into supporting you guys is exceptional. When you get the chance to, when things open up, you go and thank everyone that's helped you do your sport, because there is so many volunteers, and without them, sport wouldn't happen. And a thank you goes a long way to these volunteers. So look, if anyone that's listening that contributed time to sport this year, massive thank you. And boys, you're very lucky to have the volunteers that you have. But thank them. And now that will wrap that up, and we'll go on to the R Blaster Cup Sportsman of the Year winner from your group of 5 finalists. So we got a thumbs up there. Are we ready to present the winner for the R Blaster Cup? We are ready. So the winner for the R Blaster Cup for Sportsman of the Year 2021 Cameron Gray. Congratulations, Cameron.
Thank you very much.
So we have Cameron here. Now, what we will try and do is we will try, you may have to bear with us here, gentlemen, but we will try and get some sort of Q&A set up going. Tim, are we going to leave the slideshow on the screen and do a Q&A that way, or are you going to get us on the front and center?
as explained, I can have one of you on full screen. So if Cameron wants to be the one on, that's great.
I think that's very appropriate. Cameron, are you ready to be front and centre?
Yep, sounds good.
Excellent. Let's chuck him up, Tom.
Okay.
So congratulations, Cameron. Back in my year, 2012, I believe our Blaster Cup went to another exceptional sportsman, Ty Webster, whose father, Tony, is now the director of basketball at Westlake. So following on our theme of family and sport, we've got Tony there from the 2012 winner. Tim, do we have Cameron front and centre?
Yep.
Cool. Oh, well, we'll push on. So, Cam, a couple of questions for you, mate. The first question that I've got is, what does a normal breakfast for you look like?
So I sort of have two, one before training and then one afterwards. In the morning,
before you go on there, mate, what time is your first training start?
About 6 a.m.
6 a.m. And that's 6 a.m. in the pool, or is that?
We have gym first and then in the pool, but some days it's just straight to swimming.
So you're in the gym at 6 a.m. to then get into the pool?
Yeah.
And so how does the food work around that?
So normally after gym, I'll sort of have a protein shake, but before that I'll have either wheat bix or...
Oh, how are we doing there, Cameron? I think Cameron may have frozen there for us.
You have got a bit of a...
But it helps to get me going in the morning.
How many wheat bix do you have before that gym session, Cameron?
Probably about 4 or 5.
Nice work, mate. Next question I have for you is, what is your favourite memory from your time representing Westlake at sport?
Oh, that's got to be definitely the 8x50 relay at secondary schools this year. That was just such a cool race. All the boys getting in and around it, just the team spirit was just out the roof.
Awesome, mate. Awesome. That's another recurring thread from this evening, is the amount of the culture that comes with Westlake sport. So great answer. Now, we've all seen with the Olympics another young New Zealand swimmer, Lewis Clareburt, doing quite well. Clearly, there's a space for up and coming young swimmers who are doing exceptionally well, as you are. What does the future hold for you?
Oh, well, I've got my sights set on the Commonwealth Games next year. After making a long list, that was just a real good booster. So hopefully I can get into the pool. And then after that, it'll just be the Olympics 2024. That'll be my big focus.
Brilliant. Are your sights set on a gold medal?
Oh, final this time, and next time around, we'll get on the podium.
Good man, good man. Never write anything off, though. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, you're right.
Now, another question, less serious, this one. Who was your favourite teacher at school and why?
Oh, I've had a few really great teachers, but I think Mr. Kutsia's got to take the cake on that one. He's just such an excellent guy, really good teacher. Just, just love him to bits.
Fair enough. He was, I believe he was my 5th form geography teacher as well, so we have something in common there. We both had Mr. Kutsia teaching us. Great choice. Now, we never want, as athletes with these things, we never want to miss anyone with the thank yous, but is there anyone that you would like to give a special mention and thank you for helping you get to where you are right now? Oh, it seems we may have lost Cameron there again briefly.
Cut out. I tried to get back on, but I'll put you on for the moment, Mike. Oh, you're back.
That's all right. Bear with us, folks. This will be the last question for Cameron, and then we can pass over to Andrew again. You there, Cameron? Yep. Loud and clear.
Yep,
so,
can you hear me?
Is there anyone that you would like to give a special thanks to for your last 5 years with sport at Westlake?
Miss Dorber, Miss Jose, all my deans that have helped me be really flexible throughout the years, helping me achieve what I wanted to do. It's just been really awesome. And my family just been supporting me all the way.
Excellent. Great work, mate. And a massive congratulations to you again for being the 2021 winner of the R Blaster Cup and Westlake Sportsman of the Year. Massive congratulations, Cameron Gray.
Cheers, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Michael. Congratulations, Cameron. I took a wander the other day into the auditorium and had a look up at the Sportsman of the Year board, and I shared that footage with Michael the other day on a call, and we went over those names. And there's some pretty special names on that list, and Cameron, you've now added yourself to that list. So congratulations to you. To all those other finalists, you are outstanding young men and outstanding young athletes in your own right. So we certainly haven't forgotten that. So congratulations. Even being shortlisted as a finalist is a wonderful achievement. So congratulations to you. Can I please just make another comment that all of our award winners tonight will be contacted about coming into school to pick up their trophies, etc. We will be in contact with you regarding all of that. And thank you again to SAS for providing us with some take-home trophies, sitting over just somewhere there. Yeah, that's what they look like. Very, very much appreciative of SAS's coming to the party with providing those. So thank you to Tim and thank you to Gayleen once again. Righto, I'm conscious of time, so thank you all for sticking with us. Now what we'll do is bring in a message, as we always do, from the headmaster, Mr. Ferguson. Just teeing it up for you, folks. Sorry. What I'll do while we're just getting Mr. Ferguson's message up and running is I'll do a brief couple of thank yous now, and that way we can push forward. No, Mr. Hardy, thank you. We'll go straight to Mr. Ferguson if you don't mind.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to all of our prize winners this evening. I know how hard you've had to work to receive those accolades, and my message tonight is to not focus on the things we've missed out on over the last 2 years. Instead, focus on the things that you have been able to do over the last 5 years. I hope you take away with you lots of special memories as far as sport's concerned. I hope you're grateful for those people who've given up time to enable you to be able to play sport day after day, week after week. Make sure you thank your parents, thank your coaches, and I hope you're grateful that you've been part of something for the last 5 years that's far bigger than any one of you. Our school it's a great one. It's one that we're all proud of, and I hope that your sporting experience at Westlake will stand you in good stead for your sporting experience as you move into the next stage of your life. Keep playing sport, whatever the level. It's not about professional sport or premier sport, or it's just about, I think, playing sport and the social and many other benefits that come from it. So congratulations again to all of you. I wish you well for the coming months. We look forward to sport getting started again, and thank you to all of those brilliant teachers and coaches and volunteers and parents for everything that you've done to enable all of the boys within our sports program this year to have another enjoyable Westlake year. Be a tutti experiamo. Good evening.
Thank you, Mr. Ferguson. Right, that just about wraps us for this evening. If you wouldn't mind allowing me just one more minute, there are some people that we do need to thank. And then we'll let you get on with your evening and your weekend. First and foremost, Mr. Tim Hardy and our quite outstanding IT team, who tonight has done an amazing job bringing this together. Technology is a wonderful thing, and it's a shocking thing, as we've found out over the last few months. More than just tonight, Tim and your team, the way you've kept us all functioning online over the last few months, well, we've all been safely sitting at home. You and Dave and Callan have been in at school, keeping us all online and keeping us all functioning, staff, students, trying to help parents keep their kids online at home. You've done a huge job for us all this year, Tim. So thank you, and thank you, Dave, and thank you, Callan. We so much appreciate it. To Lena Saharaman, who's a fairly recent addition to our sports team, and has done an immense amount of work behind the scenes to bring this together after only being here for a couple of weeks, really. Thank you, Lena. I promise I will leave you alone this weekend and allow you to spend some time with your lovely family, and thank you so much. I've really enjoyed working with you, and I know I will continue to work well with you over the future. So thank you, Lena. Michael Brake, thank you for your contribution, not just tonight, but more than that, the generous time and skills that you've offered me personally the last couple of weeks. So refreshing to hear from a former old boy who's so willing to tap back into his old school and help out in ways that somebody with your skill set can do so well. The only thing I won't give you the full kudos for is having us perhaps a touch too much on the edge of our seats in August during the Olympics. A few little heart murmurs there during that, but round school on that day in particular, there was a real feeling that there was a Westlake and an Olympic final, and you know, that was a really cool feeling, and I'm sure there were so many Westlake staff, students, parents, and the wider community that were so proud of everything you did. So congratulations to you and your team. We're so proud of that. But thank you for tonight, Michael. Your ability to help talk us through some of the IT challenges that just can't be helped sometimes, and you've done that so well. I know the boys and everyone will hopefully be giving us a virtual applause for you right now. Thank you again, Michael, and hopefully we can stay in touch and keep you and the school connected as we have done. Thank you to Liz Peters, Michelle Kane, Michelle Squire, Sandra White, for their tireless work around the fringes. They help us promote and celebrate sport. Thank you very much. To our Year 13s who do depart very soon, thank you for your service and your hard work. We do hope you've enjoyed your time representing Westlake just as much as we've enjoyed watching you grow. Finally, thank you to SAS again for their sponsorship of the event and of the school. I do appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. Thank you for bearing with us and helping us do our best to provide our students with some meaningful end to our sporting year. Thank you again. Thank you everyone for your contribution this year in sport. We're so lucky to do what we do, and so many people play their part to make that happen. Thank you all. Good night. Enjoy your weekend. We good, Tim?
Ending it now.